Hey everyone, welcome back to the first episode of Coffee, Cadaver, and Case Files, the podcast where med school stories brew strong, dissections get messy, and exam stress gets decoded. I'm your host, Disit, and today we are diving deep, like the transfer section of the neck deep, into the world of first year MBBS. So grab your coffee because our guest today is someone who survived the chaos of anatomy, physio, and biochem and lived to tell the tale, aka Manthan Jikar and Gomsi Jain. So let's begin with something simple. Like if you had to sum up your entire MBBS journey, the highs, lows, panic attack, post exam chai, in just what would they be?
These three words would be roller coaster, resilience, and very enjoyable for me. And my three words would be gossiping, hardworking, and breakdowns.
Okay, so great. And everyone's got a background track to their college phases, right? What was your first year anthem or song? The one that you played during 3 a.m. cramming sessions, or after a killer exam, or even before the killer exam?
I played one song of Alan Walker, which is Faded, which I like the most, and which really gave it was very calm. It was very calm.
Uh, the one song for me would be People You Know by Selena Gomez. Okay, were there any teacher moment, a line or sentence that just stuck with you? It could be inspiring or even totally scaring.
Once upon a time, our anatomy HOD told us that you are not learning all these things just to pass your exams. I mean, they meant that you are learning so that one day you will apply all this for the student. You will save the life. So that was very touching. I mean, that literally touched my heart. That no, we are learning this for a very noble purpose.
Gomti? Yeah, one unforgettable thing for me would be in my anatomy viva. What teacher once asked me, "What did my father do?" And he presumably asked me, "That is your father a halwai?" Like, what the heck? Okay, now let's dig deep into the mental trenches. What's that one prof moment that still haunts you, like a poorly fixed subclavian triangle?
A night before my anatomy viva, I was just going through the embryology model pictures. I was just about to pack up my things. At that time, my roommate came and saw that, "Hey man, what are you seeing?" I gave them answer very confidently that I am seeing this system models. I said, I guess, renal system model. And he suddenly told me that, no, man, you are doing absolutely wrong. These are models of I don't remember exactly, but these are models of a very different system. And I was just, I mean, literally scared. That night was literally haunting. That I don't know how I read that night. Yeah, that was very uh, haunting moment of my MBBS.
And one prof moment that still haunts me is uh, in my final prof anatomy viva, my external asked me to identify an organ, and I very confidently told him that it was right kidney, and I explained him why is the organ right kidney. I explained him all the borders, all the surfaces, and then I got to know that uh, that organ was not even kidney; it was spleen, and everybody was laughing at me in the DH. So that is one thing that I'll never forget. This happens to the best of us. And by the way, the roommate in question of Manthan Jikar is me, myself, Disit. So, next question. Quick laugh before we get serious. What's the most ridiculous answer you have given ever in a Viva?
It was not an answer particularly. It was a moment in the Viva when one professor was there. He asked questions. Whatever he gave answer, he tries to twist us that no, you are doing wrong. You are giving wrong answer. Correct it. Uh, I know his habit. So I went there. He asked me some basic question. I answered, and he told that no, man, you are wrong. Correct it. But I told confidently that no, this is the answer. He told like 3, 4 times, and at last he tore it was just a labeling or something of a diagram, and he literally tore the sticker and showed me. What type of confidence you are having, man? He did. I mean, it was very ridiculous moment. Everybody behind there was laughing. I mean, it was really ridiculous.
For me, I don't remember any as such ridiculous answer. I think the moment that I told you just before this, that I identified the organ wrong with very confidence in me, and I refused to accept that I was wrong. That was only my most ridiculous answer. I should have thought twice before saying.
Oh, you are really reliving that memory. So let's take it to the table. I mean, literally. Tell me about your first dissection table memory. The moment the sheet lifted, what hit you harder? The smell, the sight, or the reality check?
The first detection memory I remember is that it was a ceremony when we are, I mean, putting flowers just next to the cadaver. And at that time, I was literally very scared just to touch the cadaver. Our professor told one by one, just touch the cadaver. And everyone was so excited. Yeah, we just touched the cadaver. It was I mean, after that, we are just doing dissection like nothing. I mean, just cutting the muscles and everything. So the first day, we are scared of literally touching the cadaver.
Uh, my first dissection table memory was our professor asked us to dissect the breast of this cadaver, but we unknowingly cutted out the whole nipple, and we didn't know what were the detection lines properly. So we did what we liked, and it was complete chaos. And after that, he was scolded. So that was my first dissection memory.
Any weird or hilarious cadaver table stories? We have all had that one moment where we dropped a scalpel, someone fainted, or we named the cadaver.
It was not me. It was one of my friends. Sir told to, I mean, open this. And I mean, literally, we opened his apron. It was very weird kind of memory. I mean, yeah, I will never forget.
For you, Gomfi?
Uh, During the dissection, one of my friends, who is actually very healthy and tall, he fought after seeing the cadaver for the first time. That was very hilarious for me.
Speaking of Vivas, what was the most unexpected Viva question you faced in the first year? Like, where the hell did that come from? Moment, wala thing.
It was my first wave of upper limb. I went to the table of bone. I went there and sir suddenly asked me, "Tell me, how will you treat the fracture of a clavicle?" I was like, "What?" I just read the surfaces and borders of clavicle, and I hardly remember that. And this person is asking me about how to repair the fractures on the very first viva of upper limb. It was very unexpected.
My unexpected Viva question was in the terminal. My anatomy professor asked how would it derive angular velocity, and I don't know why he asked this question to me. I think he might be crazy.
In the end, when the answer sheet was your battlefield, what helped you more, the long answers or the well-drawn diagrams?
For me, it was definitely long answer. I mean, really, I'm not really good at diagrams, so I wrote very long answer in point, very systematically, but I almost filled about 45-50 pages in every paper. I mean, that saved me for my prof.
For me, I didn't actually write these long of an answers. I usually used to draw diagrams, actually creative ones. I used to fill colors. I used to do all that creative things, underlining the things, and after every answer, I drew lines. And I think that was a good thing about my paper, so that the examiner would not be bored from checking lengthy papers.
You really care for the examiners, Gomsi. So let's get to the academic section. Shall we? So, how did you approach anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry differently? Did you love one or dread another?
First of all, I loved physiology and I just hate the anatomy. But yeah, for the approach, for anatomy, I would suggest that you should more try to imagine the thing, like close your eyes. First of all, read some topic, close your eyes, try to visualize the whole thing, that from where the muscle goes, where it originates, where it gets inserted, what is the course of a nerve. So just try to imagine where it is going inside your mind, making like imagination. That helped me a lot. Then for the physiology, it's a very good subject, I would say. Just understand the concept, and yes, you are done. You can absolutely write any answer in the exam, that if you understood the questions well or the concepts well, then I think it's more than enough. For the biochemistry, I approached more by just writing again and again the pathways uh, for metabolic, like lipid metabolism and amino acid. Some pathways were really very difficult to remember, the long enzyme names and whatnot. So I wrote many a times, and that was just like made like a muscle memory, that no, I will remember those things. If you wake up in night and ask me, then I would answer that. So that was my approach for each subject.
For me, like in anatomy, I used to do what? We had an app which had all the 3D models of the human body, in which you could select a single uh, limb or single artery or venous system, and you could see it in 3D. And those apps were actually free. And in physiology, I didn't have much interest in it. I used to study from short notes. And I think Guyton is a very interesting book, and very it is very adequate to study physiology. You don't need any other book. And biochem, I usually used to watch video lectures and then used to practice by writing them again and again.
So, about the sources, let's go to the textbook confession. What did you actually use, and are there any that you regret skipping or regret not skipping? Please do tell the names of the apps or the platforms which they are available on. Also, mention if you are using any online websites and stuff.
For the textbooks, in anatomy, I used Vishram Singh. It's a very good book. For the physiology, I used Guyton, as well as there is one YouTube channel named as Edu Club. Also for the anatomy, I forgot there is a channel, Dr. Viren Kacha. For the osteology, these videos are very good, and for the biochemistry, I for the metabolism part, I read Lippincott chemistry, and for other parts, the theory portion, I it was like divided. I Some topics I read from that Vasudevan book, and some from Jambulkar note. I mean, That for some topics it was very good. Like, and for the regret part, no, I don't think I regret anything skipping or not skipping so far.